Oh, let's see. Oh, somebody's already in here. My favorite glitter gator. He's waiting. Oh, well. Hey, you made it this time, didn't you? Appreciate it. Still there. Anyway, we'll wait for a few more people to join in. If anyone else is going to join in. And we'll get to the topic at hand. Maybe he walked away from it. Oh, hey, a few more people. Yeah, Brad, how you doing? Prius owner in the house here. Brad, I'm never gonna rag you about your Prius again. It's obvious you either love that thing way too much or it's a sensitive subject for you. So I'm not gonna beat you up over that. And 2788 Flyers, how you doing tonight? How's it going? Is the Flyers part a reference to the Philadelphia Flyers? No, I suspect it is, but see if you can confirm that for me or not. Give it another minute or two, see if some more people pop in. I'll jump on the topic I came up with. It is part of the Flyers. Okay, lifelong Flyer fan. I would suspect. Yeah, I'm a lifelong Bruins fan. I was born in Boston. I grew up a Bruins fan. I watched a lot of Orr, a lot of Espo, a lot of Cashman, a lot of O'Reilly. Big Bad Bruins, the Lunch Bucket Gang. Yeah, a lot of afternoons and evenings when we were living up there. Me and my father sitting there watching the games and talking hockey. Sort of cooled off when we ended up moving to Miami in the early '70s. But once a fan of hockey, always a fan. Hey, Watch Me, how you doing? I appreciate you stopping by. Brad, yes, I did play Little League hockey. Just as a little squirt. Wasn't very fast, so they put me on defense, and I just rolled over people more than anything else. I think if we had stayed in Boston, I would have stuck with it because I was skating at the age of 2. Typical story of a kid from Boston who idolized the Bruins, and 6 months out of the year it's cold enough to skate. You learn how to skate almost as soon as you learn how to walk. So if we had stayed, I think I would have stayed with it. Celine's favorite glitter. My glitter gator is here. Yep, this is your first stream. Welcome. I appreciate it. You're not going to get the video production of an Uncle Lou video. Hopefully the sound is coming through okay, just using a webcam and an internal microphone. The reason I wanted to go live today is I was in a Facebook messenger group that I belong to. Hey, Mike, how you doing? He's part of the same group. And somebody brought up a pretty good paragraph of a topic that touched the nerve with me, and I wanted to come on and talk about it and see what you guys thought of it, because obviously I'm not the only one who has a hobby. I mean, it could be watches or cars like me, or sports memorabilia, or die-cast race cars, or it could be coin collecting. Thanks, Swiss company. Appreciate letting me know that the sound is good. We all collect something, whether we want to admit it or not. I have 4 things mainly that I collect or have a hobby around in my car: watches, sports memorabilia, mostly Florida Gator memorabilia, and die-cast race cars and cars in general. Right now, mostly Kyle Busch NASCAR. And it occurred to me while I was reading this thing that was written out for me to read, that one of the key, and I'm sorry, my neck is very sore today. It's towards the end of the day for me. So if you see me go like this, you know, I'm old. I have cricks in my neck and everywhere else. Your hobby addiction is watching college football. Yeah, well, that's not really a hobby more than it is a fanaticism. But one of the keys to collecting I found is something I'm frankly not very good at or blessed with, and that's patience. Um, you're going to be in Tampa tomorrow. You don't have any prototypes with you to. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Watch Me Unboxing is going to be providing me with a prototype of a watch that's available, and I'm going to review it and play with it for a while. I'm older than BVD. Yes, I am older than BVD. And how old do I feel? I feel as old as I am, which is at the moment 54. Wrist check, yes. Actually, I'm going to hold off on the wrist check for a minute, Flyers, because the wrist check keys into what I'm going to be talking about, which is patience, which, as I was saying, is something I'm not blessed with a lot of. I mean, if you are a frequenter of my Facebook page, you know that my anger with shipping people in general and the United States Postal Service in particular is legend. I've done several videos on it. You might want to go back through and look at some of the videos I've had where I've ranted about the piss poor shipping I receive. You know, little things like taking 10 days to travel a 1 pound package from Gainesville, Florida to where I live, which is roughly 200 change away. Things like that just, hurt me. But when it comes to collecting certain things, especially things that have that there aren't very many of, or they're hard to find, or they cost a lot, you have to have a level of patience. And we got a few more people jumped in. Ken Cardio, how you doing? Bulldog Mafia's joined in. Hopefully I can entertain you, even though this is not really about football. Desire 68, how you doing? Tiger Cat, thank you. This is Tiger Cat's first time joining this stream. I appreciate it. I hope I don't bore you football folks, you non-watch folks. I hope you learn something. The problem with, well, I'll start with watches, but I mean this could apply to sports memorabilia, it could apply to coins, it could apply to stamps, it could apply to anything. Is this is not a cheap hobby. I mean, you can get in cheap. You can buy plenty of nice watches that you can build a collection around. That, and I'm going to be doing a video about this fairly soon. I mean, you can build a 3, 4, 5 watch collection for under $1,000 and have some really, really, really great. Okay, I'll call you Mike. No problem. Thank you for that. And you can build a collection for under $1,000 easy, but you can also, get up there in cost really easy as well. And that leads me to one aspect of the patience of collecting. And I hope you guys join in and tell me your experiences in this kind of thing. I'm going to show you this watch that I'm not wearing right now, but this was, this is featured in several videos. This is my my Breitling Navitimer. Let me get this right. Twin 60. This was a 1 year only Breitling Navitimer. They only made this particular model for 1 year. And I wanted a Navitimer for a very, very long time. I love the style. I love the panda style, the blue, the white subdials, the mechanical precision of the chronograph. The BO1 movement in a Navitimer is acknowledged as one of the best chronograph movements on the market, bar none. But these are not cheap watches. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for this, but it was a substantial amount. It took me, this was what you call a dual hunt, or a dual level of patience. For one thing, you've got to save up the amount of money that one of these things, you believe one of these things costs, but you also have to find one of them. Or you have to, it may not have been, and I looked at other Navitimers. I looked at the Cosmonaut. I looked at the standard Navitimers. I looked at black dials, blue dials, white dials, silver dials. I looked at all kinds of different combinations to find the right one that wasn't beat up too much, one that was authentic, because I found a few that were questionable. And you have to do your research. And research and saving and hunting, this all takes time. This is part of the patience of a hobby. That's what I'm trying to build this video around. Oh, we got some new people joined in. Let's see. Only one person joined in. One new person. Anyway, I'm trying to pay attention to the chat while I'm doing this as well. So forgive me if I don't respond to you right away. So the thing with hobbies is you have to have a certain level of patience to build up the money, unless you want to buy on credit. I mean, I try not to do that. I try and, in general, live my life as debt-free as possible. I mean, you can't do that for a lot of things, obviously, but for most things you can if you have patience. Another form of patience brings me to, Mike Rizzo joined. Yes, Mr. Zelos. Yeah, I've been tagged with the Mr. Zelos handle recently because I have one of the bigger Zelos groupings out there, and it's gotten to be funny in a way. And this will lead me into the wristwatch check. I'm wearing my orange and blue, my Gator Glycine Combat Sub. This was another form of patience, if you will. This was the patience of hunting, purely hunting, because honestly, the Glycine Combat Subs are not expensive watches. I mean, I picked up you can pick up a Glycine GoldenEye, which is similar to this, but with a black face, black case, black bracelet, and kind of root beer colored bezel for under $400 off of eBay. You can do that all day. But so it's not a terribly expensive watch. But the problem with this particular colorway is it was not a very popular colorway, and it was shut up, Glitter Gator. I don't want to hear it. My channel, not yours. You have no idea how many orange and blue watches I have, and how many more I'm going to buy. But this particular colorway was not very popular compared to, say, the standard, blacks and black dials and blue dials without the orange bezel and so on. So it was hard to find. This watch literally took me 10 months to find one. This one. I mean, I found a couple before that, but they were pretty beat up. And I don't want to buy a beat up watch because I know I'm just going to spend more money to fix it or polish it. And I don't want to do that unless it's a very rare watch, which I have a couple that I've had to do that to, but those are very rare watches and very old watches. This is a modern piece. This is, the 2000 teens piece. So this was the patience of time, whereas this was a patience of not maybe quite so much time. I think I only really decided that the Navitimer was something I wanted to get, maybe a few months, but it took me a long time to save the money up for this watch because this is not an inexpensive watch. Breitlings are not cheap, and 1 year only Breitlings, which I ended up getting kind of by accident, are definitely not cheap. So there's patience of time, and there's also patience of money. Now let's see. So Fly, you're wearing your Swordfish V2. That's you got the black sand. That's a very popular watch. The black sand is. I have the Forged Carbon V2, which I love that because it's not only a really nice looking dial, and each one is kind of unique, but I love the way that the indices and everything were faux patinaed on the loom. So it looks old, but it isn't. So long time likes orange and blue, but because of the Detroit Tigers. Whereas my glitter gator doesn't like anything orange and blue, not Florida, not the Knicks. I don't like the Knicks either, and certainly not my car. You don't like my car either. Okay. Uncle Lou liked my car, and he doesn't like orange and blue either. He even got him to drive the damn thing. He didn't want to touch the shift knob because it's a Gator logoed shift knob. Mike says he likes a Damascus case piece. Yeah, it's actually titanium Damascus, so it's referred to as Timascus. Zelos made several Timascus ones. I missed a couple, but I made damn sure not to miss the ZX7, which I got, and the next one that's coming out, I'm damn sure not going to miss that one either. Now, there's another kind of patience I want to talk about real quick, and that was the patience of having to work with someone to get a hold of the watch. And you guys might remember from a video I did this watch, the Comet chronograph, and in this particular colorway, which is the Gulf Racing orange and blue, which I'm obsessed with this particular shade of orange and blue because of my connection to my love of the Gulf Racing Porsches that used to run the tracks. Now, this watch was a Kickstarter watch, and unfortunately, the campaign didn't get funded past about 55%. So this watch was never made. And I was extremely disappointed by that because I really, really wanted this watch. I really coveted this watch, this specific watch. And I knew that the guy who produced the watch, he's up in Detroit, actually. His name is Bhavin, Bhavin. Bhavin. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Nice guy. I've talked to him often. And I knew he had this prototype, and he was still hanging on to it even though the campaign didn't fund. It took me many, many months to convince him to sell it to me. But eventually he did sell it to me. I didn't nag him too much. I contacted him about once a month or so. Hey, how you doing? I'm really still very interested in the Comet and in that Gulf Racing colorway, and would you consider selling it to me, et cetera, et cetera. Finally, he did sell it to me, so there was that level of patience too. Let's see. Got some more. So that's really all I had to say on the subject. I mean, the hobbies that we love require not only to be enthusiastic about what we're collecting or what we're doing, But we also have to have a long-term look. We also have to have a plan, and we also have to have patience in order to accomplish what we want. To get what we want, we need to exhibit. We need to exhibit patience. We need to be able to know how to save money, and eyes on the prize kind of thing. Keep the goal in mind. Make sure that you're not doing things that are detrimental to your goal. Now I have another Grail watch that I have a long-term eye on. It's an Omega. It's a Speedmaster. They call it the From the Moon to Mars Speedmaster. Those things are going right now for about $6,500 to $7,500 on the secondary market. Now, it's going to take me a while, but I have a plan, and I'm going to execute the plan, and I'm going to get there. And yeah, I'm still probably going to be buying some Zelos watches too, but I think I can do both at the same time. Maybe if this YouTube thing takes off, you never know. Let me check the comment section here. Let's see. Swiss Wide says he likes hunting more than collecting. That sounds like my dad more than anything else. He really enjoys the hunt. Maybe even a little more than actually getting the watch, because he loves the back and forth negotiation with a reseller, or a place like he deals with European Watch a lot, and Chrono 24, and a couple of the watch forums that do the good stuff, as it were. And he loves the hunt, and he loves the negotiation. And then when he gets the watch, it's like, he's like a kid in a candy store. He's 86 years old. He's like a kid in a candy store, hunting and negotiating and buying and wearing. He loves this. He's living for this now. And I just love watching him live for this. Now, let's see. What else we got here? Watch me unboxing. I hunted the ball slide chrono and literally used to clean it nightly. And look at it. Watch me. I understand that, because I have more than a few watches myself, as you probably see in my videos. And I always say to people, the reason I don't own smartwatches is because I'm convinced these little guys have life, mechanical life, and mechanical soul, and they need to be paid attention to. They need to be played with. They need to be handled. They need to be wound. They need to be adjusted. They need to be worn. They need to be loved. And I got this watch, and I couldn't take it off for hours. I kept staring at it because I just love the color. And Glittergator, no, I don't own any red watches. I don't like red watches, not because of the bulldog thing. Come on, let's get real. I don't like red watches because I don't like red on a watch. I've never found a red watch yet that looks good to me. So I don't own any. I have plenty of watches with black dials, but none, and some with maybe a little black trim. Red trim with lettering in them. But a red dial or a red strap, no, that doesn't look good. It's too much. Oh, Blue Shirt Buddha, I didn't see you come in there. I'm sorry I didn't say hey earlier. Ron Tom Watts says he likes the Zelos Blackbird. That's one of my favorite aircraft too. I really love having that watch with a piece of military aircraft history built into the watch. That and my ZX Spitfire really do it for me, because I just love the history in those watches. Let's see. Glittergator's still on about the orange and blue. Yeah, hey, you like the blue, but not the orange. Sorry. Let's see, J City Reviews, tuning in for a minute. Hey, J City, I appreciate you stopping by. You keep up the good work, man. Everyone who's a watch person in here needs to go over to J City Reviews and sub up his channel. He's doing some good work over there, and he's making a good he's making good videos, so definitely check his channel out. 288 Flyers, the new Seiko. You're probably talking about the new Seiko 5, what we're calling now the 5KSs. I like them. I don't see myself owning any of them because I have 3 of the older version, the SKXs. I have 2 SKX 11s and 1 SKX A65 Thailand limited edition. So I've got the SKX itch scratched. So I don't need another one. So let's see. I'll let that one go. Let's see what else we got. Watch me. I love the comment, and I think he might have suffered. Yeah. Well, he did offer quite a. You're right. He offered about 10 different colorways, but I don't think he offered too many different ways of getting in. Ways of backing the campaign. I think his goal was set a little too high. I think he should have set the goal down around 25 to 35,000, and just well, wait, it was 35,000. I think he should have set the goal at about 25,000 and backed it that way. I think he just set the bar a little too high. I hope he tries again. He's a great guy. He's got a great eye. I mean, look at the design of this face. He's got a great eye for design. It's mechanically a solid watch. I mean, it's keeping excellent time. I mean, it's 7:26 Eastern right now, and the watch is dead nuts accurate. So it's a great watch. I paired it up with a different strap than it came with because I like the black strap versus the other one it had. It's a solid watch. It feels good on the wrist. It feels good in the hand. And the chronograph works great. Everything about the watch is a solid piece. And it was priced right. So I think he needs to try again. He just needs to try again with a different goal in mind. That's all I'm saying. Jay said, I hope I can get that Omega pretty soon. It's probably going to be towards the end of the year because I still got a couple of things I've got to pay off. I still got to. I bought my younger daughter a car, and I'm about 60% paid off on that. So I want to kill that debt first. And of course, 2 kids in college, the money's going to the kids right now. The priority is my kids. And one of them just had all 4 of her wisdom teeth taken out. And she's doing a lot better today. She's fine right now, but that was not an easy bill to eat. Let's see. Mike says when the hunt is over, it's kind of finished after the trigger's been pulled. Yeah, sometimes you get that post-hunt letdown, and that's why I think you got to set another goal almost immediately so you can enjoy the honeymoon with this and not look at it and say, okay, now what? I have my grail, now what? Well, I got this one, and I set another grail almost immediately, which was the Omega. And, so I enjoy the hell out of this watch. I really do. But there's another goal after this one. And after that Omega, I'll set another goal. Maybe I'll set a goal at a no-date Rolex Submariner in white gold. That sounds like a good goal. That sounds like a nice 5-figure watch to go after. That should be a lot of fun to try and save up for with all the other stuff going on in life. That should be fun. Let's see. Celine Glittergator said, if you like terrible videos once every 2 months, subscribe to him. Okay. Well, I'm subscribed to you anyway, Glittergator. So, whatever. Rizzo, I have the Long Island Islander. Yeah, I want the Islander, the blue one with the blue bezel with the little strip of gray. I think somebody else said it was Detroit Lions colors. I want one of those, but they constantly get sold out. So I just have to hit their website at the right time and grab one. and I'm going to immediately change the bezel insert out to orange. So litigator, there's going to be another orange and blue watch in my collection, so don't look. It'll just piss you off. Okay, so black shirt, blue shirt. Sorry, you got the King Turtle. How do you like that? Tell me about it real quick. Tell me about it in the comments. I hear those are great watches. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick one up myself. I actually sold off all my turtles. Didn't sell any of them to Random Rob because I was afraid he was going to kill them. But Random Rob is the turtle killer, but he does kill them for a good cause. Let's see. Swiss Watch says he's so surprised he can get funded because the dials are excellent. Yeah, the dials are excellent. They're a well-designed watch. He definitely needs to give it another try. Yeah, definitely reach out to him again. Watch me. Definitely try and get him. I'm trying to talk him into doing it again because there were a couple other colorways I wouldn't have minded having. But you know what? If he never talks to me again, I got the watch I wanted. And I know that sounds terribly mercenary, but I hunted and I stuck with it and I was patient and I got what I wanted. Yeah. Sorry if that sounds terribly mercenary, but you know, it is what it is. If he never decides to go back to that again, you know, I'm happy anyway. And if I ever sell it on, which I won't, somebody else will be happy too. Let's see. What else we got here? Mike, why can't you afford to lose any wisdom teeth? You don't have any other teeth? Are you like DVD? You're running out of teeth? Canine Cardio is a Lions fan. Well, you should definitely pick up one of those Islander watches then in that colorway. You know, that's a great way to rep your fandom of the Lions because it's the perfect blue and the perfect gray. Let's see. Yeah, Random Rob has a great white turtle. Save the Ocean. Those are really that's a killer blue, that is. So you know, I hope he keeps it intact. I hope he doesn't mod that particular watch. Amin Reviews, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. So come on, guys. Do you guys have any opinions on collecting? What are your thoughts on the amount of patience you have to show? Are you a patient collector, or are you like me, where it can be hard to exhibit the patience you need in these hobbies to save the money, to find the right piece, to work with an owner or a seller or something? I mean, surely somebody out there's got a story of going to a Rolex authorized dealer and having to wait 18 months to get their their Submariner or their GMT Master 2 or whatever, because all they have at the store are a bunch of Datejests and day dates, and they don't have the one you want. You know, somebody's got to have that kind of story. You know? Well, Mike, I got to tell you, I still have 3 of my 4 wisdom teeth. I don't have this one anymore because it got impacted and then it got infected and then it was a mess. But eventually, all these wisdom teeth go bad. I mean, they do things because he's after me all the time to get the damn thing out of there. Mike, collecting is definitely an emotional roller coaster. That is probably the most apt description you will ever give about any kind of collecting, but certainly about watch collecting. Certainly for me. I mean, I'll give you another example. I am a big fan of Bulova Accutrons. For those of you that don't know what an Accutron is, this was a watch that was made from about 1961 through to the early 70s, and it predated quartz watches. They were electrical watches. They actually used the vibrations of a tuning fork to time the watch. If you want to find out more about it, I've got a couple of videos about the Accutrons that I have, or you can find videos on the history of the Accutron. There's this one particular Accutron that I've had my eye on for a while. I don't own it yet, but I'd like to. They call it the Devil Diver. It's rated to a depth of 666 feet, 666, hence Devil Diver. And it has this very specific watch face, a very specific colorway, a very specific design that makes it very attractive. It also makes it very popular. Hey, thank you, J City. I appreciate that. Really, I do. That's only the second super chat I've ever received. So I appreciate you, sir. I'll make sure I bank the half that I will get from YouTube. You do know that super chats, you only get paid half of what's pledged. But I'll bank that, and I appreciate you, sir. I really do. But the Devil Diver is a very specific watch. There weren't very many of them made, and they're really hard to chase down. And I've chased down and found them before, but always at the wrong time. Something else was going on. Something else needed my money. But they keep popping up, and that's what I'm saying. My dad has a saying, something he likes to say when we're talking about, it could be we're talking about things that he collects or things that are on the shelf in a store. He said, God has not made the last fill in the blank here that ever will exist. There will always be another one. And I've tried to maintain that in my head, that the last Accutron, well, they don't make Accutrons anymore, but the last Accutron up for sale hasn't happened yet, and probably never will happen. The last Accutron, Bulova Accutron Devil Diver, going up for sale hasn't occurred. So there will always be another one. It may be even in better condition. I mean, I was ready to pull the trigger on another one of these. It was in good shape. It was a good price. It was actually a little more expensive than this. But I waited too long, and it slipped through my fingers, and I missed out. 2 weeks later, this one popped up. Better price, more desirable, and it was in better condition. So maybe these things happen for a reason. The last Navitimer hasn't been made yet. The last glycine combat sub in orange and blue hasn't been sold yet. Now, in this particular watch's case, that's probably a bad example because this is the one and only. There aren't any more of this. There are other ones that, other colorways, but this is the only one of that one. So if this one had slipped through my fingers, it was gone forever. But 99 times out of 100, the last one of something hasn't been produced yet. So if something happens and you miss out on, that particular collector card that you wanted, you missed out on that collectible coin. Somebody, I forgot who exactly it was a coin collector. In most cases, you will find another one down the line at the right time. The convergence of opportunity and time and money, those things will intersect someday. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. If they don't, you can get upset. You can, there can be much gnashing of teeth and rendering of underwear and so on, and you can get pissed off about it, but or you can just roll with it and say, something else will come along. In the case of that Devil Diver that I want, something else will come along. In fact, I know where there's one for sale right now. I'm not going to say where it is in case any one of you goes and grabs it, but I know where it is. I know who's selling it. I trust them. And if I can come up with $895, I'll go get it. If I don't, somebody else gets it. Well, another one will come up. It'll happen. Okay. Oh, Jay City, you didn't interrupt my thought. Don't worry. It would be rude of me not to thank you, even in mid thought. Let's see. Ammon, you're right. There are many great watches out there. I personally don't understand getting on a waiting list for a watch unless it's like really, unless we know that there's only going to be like maybe 50 or 100 of them, which Rolex doesn't do 50s and 100s. They produce, they don't produce as many as Seiko, obviously, but they produce. So I don't understand getting on a waiting list for a watch. And even if you can't get on a waiting list because the AD says, sorry, we're not taking any more. You know what? Wait a year. Then hit up Watchbox or Chrono 24 or Watchy Seat Forums or European Watch or Saltzman's or any of a dozen different resellers and secondary market folks. And they'll come up. They will come up. They will appear out there. And in some cases, you know, the demand and price can get really, really high on initial release. But if you wait a year or two, the prices come down, the supply comes up a little bit. You know, that's the patience thing I'm talking about. You know, if you wanted a white gold Pepsi Grand GMT Bastard 2 on a Jubilee bracelet, and you couldn't order one brand new when they were released, you know what? They're out there in the secondary market now, and the prices are a bit. And now with all the coronavirus and the squeeze being put on these guys who love to sell to the Asian markets, which are down right now, maybe the prices come down some more and the supply gets shifted to Europe and America, as an example. Let's see. Flyer's going to take his dog out. Okay, no problem. Let's see. Mike is agreeing with me that there will always be another, and the other Mike agrees with me too. Glittergator doesn't like it that I'm going to do another orange and blue watch. Oh, son, you have no idea how good I am at finding orange and blue watches. I'm really good at it. Oh, and by the way, on the morning show this morning, I was wearing an orange and blue watch. So I wish I had that opportunity to display it, but I hadn't. Let's see. Mike says it was meant to be. It will find its way to you eventually. I agree with that. Waited 7 years for your Seiko SBBN 023, Agent 13. Yep. You gotta, you know, sometimes you gotta wait a long time. I got a car in a die cast. I've got 4 die casts in there actually that I can point to. One of them was a 1/18 scale die cast of a Porsche 936 Turbo that won at Le Mans. I waited 2 years for that car to be produced. When there was a rumor of it being produced, I hit up a place in England that said, yeah, we're going to sell it when it comes out. Good. How much do you think it'll be? And they told me the price. I said, good, I want my order in now. And they said, okay, it may be a while. I said, define a while. I said, a year? Well, a year stretched into 2 years, but I got the car. The order was still good. I got the car. I got a 956 in the Donington colors, the car that cleaned up in the Can-Am Racing Series. That car I waited 18 months for. It was worth it to me. So I paid my money and I waited and I waited and I waited and eventually the car came to me. I got a 1/18 scale of a Fox body Mustang, Mustang Cobra, the '93 Cobra. They made, no, I'm sorry, they made 5 different versions. 4 of them are really easy to find. The teal one isn't, which is funny to me because they made the same amount of teals as reds and blacks. The red and black, easy to find. Bought them cheap, displayed them. That teal one, I chased for 15 months before I found a guy in Canada. I think he was in New Brunswick or something. It's way up there. And was willing to sell it to me. And he knew he had me over a barrel, and he charged me 3 times what that car would have cost normally. And I didn't care. I finally had the car I needed to complete the set of 5. And it was the best looking one of the bunch. So 15 months of chasing, and I had the money. I bought the car, and when that thing showed up at my door, I was the happiest. I couldn't stop staring at that car. When I put it in the display case, I couldn't stop staring at it. It's fantastic to get that. I won. I had that sense of victory, and I was so happy about that. Let's see. Glitter Gator, why what? Why am I going to hunt down more orange and blue watches? Because I'm a gator, man. I'm a gator. You go hunt your red and black. Go hunt your red and black one. They're out there. Tennessee Mike, and where'd he go? There are a couple of guys that were here from our little group on Facebook. Back me up on this, Mike. There are plenty of Casio G-Shocks they're all red. I mean, the band is red, the case is red. There are plenty of Casio G-Shocks out there that you can have with red and black, and you can bulldog out to your heart's content. Or I'll tell you what, Glitter Gator, I'll do this for you. Go on Amazon and get one of those Casio World Times for about $15. That's the black one, or you can get the metal one for like $20. Go get that and send it to me, and I'll modify it for you with bulldog red on the watch face. You'll love it. Go ahead and get one, and then contact me, and we'll figure out how you can get it to me, and I'll modify it for you and send it back, and you'll be so happy to have a nice cheap digital watch with bulldog coloring on it. How's that? If that's a deal, let me know. Anyway, I've been babbling on for about almost 50 minutes now. And the chat has slowed down quite a bit, which I think means that a lot of people are probably bailed out. I can't blame them. I wish I could figure out a way to do this in a more interactive fashion, like my buddy Lou does. By the way, shout out to Uncle Lou. He's been a somewhat inspirational person for me to want to do better on my channel. But I'm going to wrap the video up now because, it's almost 8 o'clock. I haven't had dinner yet, and I'm hungry. And I've been looking forward to a nice dinner. So I'm going to just do my spiel and wrap it up. So I have a lot of fun doing these live streams, mostly because I'm a good talker. I love to talk, and I just ramble on about subjects that I'm passionate about. I want to thank everyone that came into the chat, and Jay City, thanks again. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. I really do. It helps the channel out. It really does. I hope that folks that are watching this after the live stream is over, you're watching this on replay. I hope you enjoy it. If and anyone who's still left, if you haven't already given me a thumbs up, or you're watching and you like the video, a thumbs up would be very appreciated. It does help the channel. It helps with the algorithms and the search thingies that YouTube does. It helps pop my channel higher up in searches. If you have comments post-stream, questions or suggestions, just put them down there. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. I think I've proven that over time. I also do delete garbage, and I block the garbage poster because I am not, I don't have enough time left in my life to deal with the likes of that. If you're not already a subscriber, please click the subscribe button and click the bell icon next to it so that when I post up or I go live, you're alerted. I appreciate all that you guys are doing for me. I hope that I'm doing good for you folks as well. And I look forward to seeing you in my next videos. So have a good day.